All right, as I have already mentioned, to have in Armenian will be unenal. As each verb in Armenian, it has the ending al, and some verbs also have the ending l. Here we have a table about the verb to have, both in present tense and in past tense. It does not have many differences, but it has a different way of conjugation, but it's easy to learn. Why? Because as in the case of other verbs, we have changes in the verb, and also we add auxiliary verb, right? But in this case, it's kind of the mixture of the main verb, first part, like una, and then we have a final auxiliary verb, which is just next to our main verb. Okay, so we take the first part, una, okay? And we kind of add auxiliary verb. So for the first person singular in present tense, the auxiliary is am, right? I am
Yes.
Astrid. Yes, Astrid am. So here we just take the first part of the verb and edit the auxiliary am. Then as for the second person, we have the auxiliary verb es, right? You
Yes.
are will be to es. Again, we just have taken una, the first part of the verb, and added es auxiliary verb. And as for the third person plural, I said plural, singular. Here we have the auxiliary verb right?
Yes.
Na, he is, she is, and it is. But in this case, this has undergone some changes and it has changed into e. So instead of saying une, right, we just say
Yes.
uni,
Uni.
because this has undergone some changes.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Good, my dear. And the next part. So here we don't have anything to confuse because exactly the auxiliary verbs are the same. Menk, eng, we are. And here we have menk, uneng. Then tuk, ek, you are in plural. Here it is unek. Again, the same auxiliary verb and the first part of the verb, main verb. Nanang and they are. And here we have nanang unen. Okay, so the main thing you need to remember about present tense of the verb to have is that we just add the same present version of auxiliary verb to our main verb. And we take only first two letters of the main verb, that is u and na, un. And finally, we add the auxiliaries. Just a reminder that we have to change the third person singulars e into e. The only change that we have in auxiliary here. All right?
Yes.
So maybe you can read the present versions, or you want me to read and after me you can repeat.
Yes. I will repeat.
Okay, so the first one, yes, unem,
Unem.
tu unes,
Du unes.
na uni,
Na uni.
menk uneng,
Mek unek.
tuk unek,
Duk unek.
narang unen,
Na
narang
nerak.
unen.
Unen.
Yes, good job. So try to guess what we have for past version.
Okay.
Again, the same auxiliary, okay, just in the past. The only case that we should remember is that if in the past the auxiliary verbs ended in for example, a, or air for the second person, and air for the third person. Here,
Yes.
this a again has undergone some changes and it changed into yeah. But again, in the word, we pronounce it as a because this yeah in the middle of the words we pronounce as a. Okay, so
Yes.
as for the first person in the past tense, we should say yes, a, like I was.
Yes. A.
And
Yes.
here
Good.
again we have yes, unei.
Yes. Une.
Again, we have taken the first two letters, una, first part of the verb, and added past version of the auxiliary. Then to eir, now it is to uneir.
Une. Okay.
Na er, na uner. The same is for the plural form. We just change this e into ye, but again we pronounce ye as e. So
Yeah.
menk
Is.
eink, menk uneink. Tuk eik, tuk uneik.
Look. Une. Look. A. Look.
And
Une.
nerang ein, they were. Nerang unein.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's revise again past version as well and just do some exercises. Okay, so let's revise it. Yes, unei.
Yes. Une.
Tu uneir.
Tu. Une.
Na uneir.
Na. Une.
Menk uneink.
Mek. Une.
Tuk uneik.
Look. Une.
Nerang unein.
Melak. Mena.
Nerang.
Nelang. Une.
Very good. Do you have some questions? Any questions, sorry, about this part? Or it is clear already?
It is clear. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So here we have translated some sentences from Armenian to from English to Armenian. Like I have many friends. I have will be. I is for yes. Have
Yes.
will be unem and many friends shot and gezner. Please read the second sentence. You had a car. You will be do.
Do.
Had, past version of have. It is uneir.
Une.
And car will be after makina.
Do. Do.
Uneir
Une.
after makina.
After.
Or just after, yes. The literal version of it is after makina, but in everyday speech we just use after.
Right.
The next sentence. She has a pen. She here is na.
Na.
Has uni.
Na. Is une.
Right? Giric.
Girish.
Very good. And the last sentence. He had a pencil. Again, na.
Na.
This time, unej.
Unej.
A pencil will be madid.
Madik.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
dear. So I guess this is all about the verb to have, and I think you don't have any trouble about the conjugation of it because, as I have mentioned, it is way much easier to conjugate the verb to have than other verbs because in this case we just have the mixture of the verb and the auxiliary verb. Okay, so once you know the auxiliary verbs in Armenian, both in present and past tenses, it becomes easier for you to conjugate the verb to have. The only thing you need to remember is that the auxiliaries e changes into ye for the verb to have.
A to ye. Verb to have. Okay.
Okay, my dear.
Yes, thank you.
And
Thanks
thank
so much.
you. Is there other topics you want to take a look at?
No, it's enough.
All right, my dear. So I hope it's clear for you. And if you have other questions, just reach out whenever you want.
Okay.
Okay, dear. Thank you very much for joining today. Enjoy your evening. I
Thank
hope it's evening there, though.
Yes, evening. How do you know?
Just guessed.
Okay.
So, kes haceli yereko. Elajan.
Ashwakasuksun.
ցտեսություն, հաջողություն.
Okay.